Mm. Mm-hmm. Uh, mm. Can anybody hear me? Oh, yeah. Can anybody tell me? Yeah. What time it is? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. What time it is? It's time for another stream. Yeah. A lion of all trades. Yeah. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Tell him, Lion, what's got going on with you right now in the stocks, yeah? Well, thank you, Randy, for that introduction. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. How's everybody doing? This is Line of All Trades. Here with another stream, short but sweet. And I'm here just to make a little update on our current tickers that we like to talk about. You know, just for a little while. Give you a heads up of what's going on. And yeah, we're gonna start it off right away. But, of course, to give you a disclaimer, that everything that I say here on this stream is strictly my opinion. This is not financial advice. And that you are your own decision maker of what you do with your money and your investments. As long as you invest safely and do take risks, but take them responsibly. And make sure you do not get stopped out. And make sure you take that bag and you run with it. You don't let them have it. Because that's the worst thing you could ever do when you're trading. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like Macho Man says. Ain't that right, Macho? Tell him. Oh, yeah. That's right, Lion. Oh, yeah. Because we're coming after them. We're coming for every set that they have, yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be fun making all these gains. That's right. That's right. But, wow. Well, with that being said, we'll just get right to it. We'll talk about our first ticker here. And that is Gtii, as we transition into the charts. Now I have something set up here from earlier, and I was doing some thinking and some observations. And I wanted to talk about the history of the stock Gtii, chart-wise. I wouldn't really get into, the deeper stuff that's happened with this stock. I just like to go with technicals. I just like to go with what it's looking like, pretty much on the chart, and what we can come up with in terms of speculation and where we can see this go. And before I get into it, I'm just gonna say, that this is, again, not financial advice. So we're here viewing the weekly chart because obviously this gives you an overall view of how the chart looks like. all the way from the beginning all the way to the present time. And this is how I'm going to explain it to you. Now, within the history of this chart for GTII, I have here 3 bubbles. I like my bubbles. And I like them to highlight where I feel like things can go in that certain direction. So if we can go to the first event highlighted here, back in 2021, February, we had some action here. We had an event, and it was a big run. I don't really know what happened around this time. Maybe the hardcore GTII investors would have a great idea of what this was all about. Good morning, Zelly. I'm so happy for you to join me, as always, and appreciate your presence. Much love. Hope you're having a great morning and a great coffee, as usual. And we're here talking about GTI right now. So you're just in time. So thank you once again. And for anyone that's here right now joining, thank you as well. Hoping that you're having a great night and that you are chilling and that you're chilling with me. And just in case, show some love for the stream. Hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Join in the discussion. We're here to talk to each other and share our opinions. So with that being said, I'm going right into this. And as I explained here, I got 3 bubbles. And this one, the first one, is pretty much whatever this first event was. And we can see here, if we take a closer look, how this run went. You can see that GTII at one point was at 10 cents, if not way below, at a penny back in 2020, around July. But here at this particular moment, at this particular event, we were at like a 10 cents, 13 cents. And whatever happened here the week of February the 1st of 2021, which so happens that at that same time before, we had the debacle between AMC, GME, and other stocks short squeezing, and a list of other stocks too as well. Afterwards, there were plenty of other stocks that were going crazy as well, gaining thousands of percentages. And it so happens that GTII was actually one of them, where this stock was, like I said, at 9 cents, 10 cents, first week of February 2021. And it took about 8 weeks for this to rise and to hit at a peak at $4.55. And then you have the sell-off, which is quite common in these types of scenarios, like short squeezes and whatnot. And then at a point, it hits a certain level of support, and then it tries to bounce back and retests those highs. Then it sells short. We come back down, consolidates, tries again, and then all of a sudden you just see more shorting and consolidation, and then until we come to this point here, which if you notice the smaller bubbles here, this pinpoints where it actually fell for support. And as I explained before in other videos in the past, how this shows like it likes to come to this level from 40 to 50 cents. And for some reason, it always comes back to that point. So here is where I call the end of this cycle. So from this point, I show you the event where the cycle begins. Then everything starts to come to fruition, starts to cool off, consolidate, and then short all the way back down to that endpoint and end the cycle to begin another one again. And now we come to this point and this event, which we all remember from October of 2022, where we had this massive run. And this took, if we can count from here, the week of the 12th of September of 2022, where this stock was at around 60 cents. And it took literally 4 weeks. And it ran up just as much as the last event. And from 60 something cents all the way to the peak of almost $9, which is insane. Insane amount of gains. Possibly more than 1,000% gain from that point. And then we had the situation where the same thing happens. We had the large sell-off. We come down really deep from that peak all the way down to $1.91, almost $2. Comes back up, tries it again, and then we get shorted crazy. Back to and this is where I have this highlighted too, as you can see in the bubbles. Back to 45 cents. 43 actually, let me see. Yeah, 45 cents was the bottom of this wick. Then it tries to hit it another time. Back to $3, and then from here consolidate. Shorts, attacking the crap out of GTII all the way to where we are right now and back where we started. And this cycle had reached its endpoint. And now we find ourselves in this situation where, in my opinion, my strict opinion, again, this is not financial advice, just take this with a grain of salt, as everyone says on their channel on YouTube, but we actually came a little bit lower than 40 cents. We actually managed to hit 37 cents, but we're still holding off pretty well. Even the RSI is just at the oversold line, and we are trying to see if we can actually hold off at this range and see the bounce that everyone has been looking forward to. And you can tell here also in the MACD, we're trying to keep it alongside with the red line and see if we can bounce away from it, because that's supposed to be how it goes. Unfortunately, there is doubts out there that this, should I say doubters? There's some people, they're haters, saying that this is going to go back to 10 cents. Listen, those are speculations. And what if that was the case? But what can we do at this point? We can't fear the worst, right? But then again, at the same time, we can't fall into their traps, or we can't, listen to their fear, their fearful comments and all the shillery, if you want to call it that way. Because that's not what we're all about here. We're all about, the whole point of this play. We're here to win. We're here to beat these shows. We're here to beat the shorts once and for all. And now we're at a point where this play is bigger than ever. A big community full of great people, great investors. And should I add big money, big whales, in my opinion, that believe in this play and believe in its potential in the long term. So now, with that being said, that was a little rant. And as I see here, 7 people on the chat, on the stream, thank you for joining. Please show some love. If you haven't subscribed, show that love too as well. Hit that subscribe button. We're here to chat. We're here to talk about GTI and other things. So thank you. And let me just continue here. And now that we find ourselves in that point, in that range, in that level, that sweet spot, where we're back again in speculation. And now that you see that bubble, and you see the name right next to it, it says Trento. Now, for those that don't know about Trento, this is a big deal. And I can show you right now, I have it up right now on their website that talks about what they're all about. Trento Resources and Energy Corp. And I'll just read the overview for you to know in short. Trento Resources and Energy Corporation. Trento is a privately held Delaware corporation owned by this person. Created the company to acquire 40% interest in inversions. Trento Spa, which is a privately held company registered in Chile, whose purpose is to develop, refine, and sell rare earth minerals and iron. The Trento Project. This is what the project is all about. They own 1,400 hectares, if that's what I'm saying correctly. I'm not sure how to say that word, but that is pretty big amount of acres of mining concessions for rare earth minerals and iron in Chile. Operations were projected to commence in 2022 with full-scale production expected by the end of 2023, which of course is gone, and now we're in 2024. By the way, Happy New Year to all of you. So speculation is this is already in play, and we're just waiting to see if we can get a press release about this, or we can get something else at the same time as this is occurring. So if you guys have been paying attention, you've been digging deep more about what's been happening with the stock, I'm pretty sure you know about the shorts, the broker involved. I'm not going to say names, but that's for you guys to do your own due diligence and your research. But if that's the case, and my speculations are indeed accurate, but again, take it with a grain of salt, I just want you to realize this case scenario. Now that you see the cycles that took place within these events, my theory is that we're coming back here. We're coming back to the end of this cycle and trying to see if we can be able to reclaim this range as the support and bounce from here and anticipate, which could be a more bigger event and more bigger price action, which we can call this, not financial advice again, it's my opinion, a monster short squeeze, unlike we've ever seen before. And this has been speculated before in the past of the capabilities and the potential of what this stock could do. So my speculation, my prediction is we are expecting something to do with Trento. And on top of that, the shorts that are potentially in trouble and that would have to cover, and we would see an explosion. Quote me on it, don't quote me on it. It's just what everything that has been happening, all the information that's out there. You can again do your due diligence, your research. It's all there. So right now, if we look at the lower time frame here at the 4 hour, we're just going to quickly overview here where this stock had closed prior, and you can see that it did hit 36 cents, but we closed at 37.53. We did reach 41 cents at one point. So it's really fighting. It's really fighting. And thank you, Zelly. Thank you for that message. And thank you for showing the love as well. Big hearts to you, as always. And but with that being said, it's really fighting. It's really fighting to stay in that range, to stay in that sweet spot. And that also includes, market conditions and how things are going right now. Because we have been seeing a sell-off right now in the markets, and after FOMC minutes, oh man, I don't know. I feel like my instincts and my intuition that I've been saying for a while is actually happening, and we are actually inching lower and lower, and markets are dropping. But again, that's speculation as well. But with that being said, back to GTII. That's the 4-hour. It looks like it wants to come down just a little bit more and retest 36, maybe 35. The bid at the close was 35.70, or 35 cents, and the ask is at 47. So it could go either way. But in case, always prepare yourself. We go to the hourly chart, and we can see, you can see it exactly here. That it actually confirms that. It confirms that we could possibly see a little bit downside, just a little bit. And we want to see if 35 cents is the level of support for GTII. If I go to smaller time frames, you can probably note here that we are really trying to fight over that. So that's one thing to look out at, and it's pretty much for GTII, honestly. So those are the levels to watch out, and obviously all we need to do is break over 40 cents to 45 cents to see that action happen all over again, to probably see the volume that we haven't been seeing in such a long time. And it's been quiet volume wise. It's been really quiet. So the last time we've closed at only 263,000 in volume. So yeah, for me, that is really quiet. If you want to talk about a really good day, it has to be at least over 1 million shares traded to be able to see some type of action and to see greater moves. 2 to 3 million would be the ideal range of volume traded to actually see even bigger moves, and probably see about a 20 to 30 cents range in price action, which is just my guess and speculation. But that's all we gotta count on. Is right now we gotta count on volume coming in strong, for this level to hold right above 35 cents and to come back over 40 cents, for something to happen with this Trento, and other things that are involved with this play. So that's my thought. Those are my thoughts, and that is my overall analysis on GTII. So with that being said, we can move on to, we can talk about another ticker. I don't know. We can do Fngr, because honestly, Fngr is going through somewhat of the same process, and we can tell from here that it's, and excuse the lines, I know it's a lot of lines here. That's what it looks like when you're really trying to figure out things here and what levels. But you can see here, oh, hold on. Oh, by the way, the music that you're hearing, then it's like an infomercial. Music you're hearing is by me. I have Zelly post the link, so in case if you're interested about the tunes that are playing in the background as I'm streaming, you could check it out right there at that link, Concrete Jungle City. Show some love there too as well. I appreciate it very much. So yeah, feel free to check that out. Back to Fngr. You know the history of Fngr, you know the people involved and all of that stuff. Again, we're doing this just a technical standpoint here. if we can tell, and I know these lines might confuse you just a little bit, but what I've noticed here on a daily is, and this is including the market conditions too as well, because I feel like with that including trading on the NASDAQ, if we see more downside to markets, I would say that Fngr would do the same thing as well. And, pretty much this candle explains it a lot. We have this big body, big engulfing red candle, bearish, and it's pretty much under the 200. So this could indicate, and this could confirm, that we have more downside potential for Fngr. And if, I guess we could take one of these lines, and I'd say the next level of support, I'd say we would probably have to be around 350 to 355. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It has hit that area before within these previous candles here. Around the 350, 355 range. We'll have to look that for the next level of support. Have to look at the RSI as well, because obviously that also gives you the confirmation that it also wants more downside. And also the MACD right here, the yellow line, if this continues the way it goes and it's able to break below the red line, that is also your confirmation that we're heading more to the downside for Fngr. So 350, give or take, would be that level of support. And if that's in case if nothing crazy happens in the market this week. We, like I mentioned before, we had FOMC minutes, JOLTS jobs, and all that data coming out. So if you're into that stuff, I'm pretty sure you've been doing your DD on that. And yeah, these are crazy times in the markets indeed. But here on the 4 hour, definitely showing that confirmation here on the MACD. But this could turn around soon. So give or take, this would probably give you that confirmation too as well, that we would want to hit those levels at 350 here as well. Yep, so around this range. And that's it for Fngr, because Fngr is not really, there hasn't been any news in particular. Also GTII. So they're both pretty quiet right now, if you want to put it that way, in that sense. Also, volume wise, I think they've both been quiet. So usually when stocks are quiet in volume, you can see here it's been ranging between 350,000, almost 500,000. All these candles here, except for this candle, this was 800,000 in volume, but it was more of a selling volume. And we're just here just trying to hold this range right around 375 to 380. So yeah, it's something that we have to look in closely within these next couple of days before this week is over. Let's quickly discuss GME. You're gonna see a lot of bubbles right now, because for some reason that is my thing right now, is highlighting bubbles on my charts, because it kind of gives me a good idea in what direction it could be headed to. And mind you, I haven't touched these circles, I haven't moved them around, they were just the way they are. You can see it in the previous stream. And surprisingly enough, and you can ask Zelly, because I've showed this like many times, and she's like, what? Whoa, this actually like followed to the T. Not that I am a psychic or I have a crystal ball, but it really shocked me because I was just like, okay, so you have these zones here. You got the resistance. You got the demand zone here for support. This is the range in between. And I was just placing where I would feel that this would go. And luckily enough, we followed it to the T in every bubble. We had rejected here at 1850, went straight back down to 1735 around that range, and then due to the market conditions and the selling off and everything, it's been following that. But what surprised me is that as SPY was still coming down to new day lows, we had hit a bottom here. Surprisingly, this had reached up to like 1590. Was it? Yeah, 1590 on the low, and we had a huge bounce. This candle ranged 86 cents, so it was an 86 cents jump. I appreciate that, Zelly. I appreciate your comment. If I was accurate like that all the time, I'd be winning all my trades. But obviously, I have to be transparent, and I have my good days and bad days, just like everyone else. And it's just a learning process. You guys know that. But it's always about discipline. It's always about knowing your levels and knowing where your limits are. So, with that being said, I was, quite surprised with this bounce off GME, 86 cent range here. So from 1590 all the way to the high of 1677, and we just continue trending a little bit higher. So this type of action obviously shows you a reversal, even though the candles are showing red, but it looks like it could stay within that range, or it could try to break $17 again and continue that momentum to the upside. And if we want to just expand this a little bit more, you can tell that this was way oversold below the 30 line, and now it started to pick up and it wants to curl back a lot more, which is of course giving you the confirmation I want some more price action to the upside. And you can see the dark red bars here on the MACD. We're flattening, and we could potentially see more upside potential, and we could break this MACD to the green and not even see past 70, but 17 per share, but also try to retest this range here at 1715 to 1730 and see what could happen afterwards there. Want to look at the smaller time frames, of course, for more confirmation, as you should. Okay, until this chart regulates itself, okay, I think we're good. We can actually see that it has now given us this foundation, right? And if you see how now we have the 50-day, which is the yellow line, the 50-day SMA above, it had gone above the 200-day SMA not once, twice, but 3 times. And now it's telling you, I want to stay above the 200-day. I'm bouncing off. So I'm giving you the signal that I'm going to be retesting those levels of resistances. 1680 to 17. Let's move a little closer. I might have to, let me see. I might have to do something where I remove, I'm just going to save it as GME bubbles. Save it, and then I would have to, let me see, clear. I think it's clear drawings. Remove drawings, clear drawings, set. Boom. Hold on, give me 1 second. I will later. Sorry about that. I don't know why. It's like I'm getting ticklish in my throat. Pause. So as I was saying, so we're pretty much like we're fighting over the 200 days simple moving average, and we're just making it right over, right here. But it's you could see the fight, and you could see we're right at that point and wants to cross right over the 21 day. But the 8-day simple moving average is struggling too as well. It wants to go down, but then we just need it to pop right back over and then cross right over the 50 to continue that upside. Again, with conditions in the market, if it's favorable and we're turning back up, then also Jimmy will do the same. So we're looking at those levels. Bearish case scenario, if it does reverse and we do reject, then we would have to look back at 1650 within that range. So from 1650 as a level of support, as we hit it a couple of times here, 1650, 1645, around that range, just to give you a good idea. Oh, this was the minute chart. Oh wow. I don't know, for some reason I thought I was on the the hourly. Wow. Well, I mean, we could always do that too as well. All right, so here, better example on the 5 minute, just crossed, little golden cross here, and the 8-day and the 21-day staying right above the 50. So that's good. So that's telling me it's asking for more upside. The RSI is curling up too as well, right there. And the MACD, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, the MACD is about to turn green. So you can see here, zoom a little bit more. That dark, so the bright red bar obviously representing momentum to the downside, dark red, upside. We're reversing. So we cross this, boom, we're in the green. Now it gives you more confirmation that it wants the greens. It wants more green. So yeah, just remember those levels. And yeah, 17 for bullish, 1650 for bearish. No financial advice. We can move on right now because I'm really trying to like make this short and sweet. And again, if you're liking the stream and you're liking the vibes and everything like that, show some love, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't. You know, I'm here to discuss. I'm here to talk about things. If I don't know anything, you can share me whatever you know. We can talk about it. And yeah, I do appreciate you all for stopping by. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still learning like everybody else. And you know, and see what I can be able to come up with to, you know, have us become, you know, better traders at the end of the day, because we're all here to win. You know, we're all here to, you know, make good choices, good decisions, and you know, being able to, you know, make things happen. But yeah, I appreciate you all, and yeah, show some love, man. Much love to you guys. So we are here at AMC. Of course, it's a common theme. Almost every YouTuber is talking about AMC. Not hardcore, you know, like myself, but I do have some love for them, for AMC, and I feel that it still has that it factor, that element of surprise. When you least expect it, this thing just starts to pop. And you know, if you catch it right on time, then you're definitely bound to catch some nice returns from that move. So now that you see that, there's quite something going on maybe dilution, maybe some shorts here attacking. It had been in a range for some time. Surprisingly, this had been holding pretty well. Let me just go to a higher time frame so you can get a better view. And you can see from here at this point, the 20th of December, all the way here to the 3rd of January, which is today, well, before market opening, we had been staying in this range for a long time. So it's like, damn, they're really fighting. And, they've gone through a lot of things, company, with offerings and whatnot. I mean, I'm not. What is it to say that this is more of a fundamental play? Like you decide what kind of play this is, but I know how I'm seeing this, and it's something that just I feel like it's just brewing, in my opinion. Something is brewing, and I don't want to be wrong about it, but we're really coming to a point where this is at a level that we haven't seen in ages. And you can see in the higher time frame, we're at all-time lows technically. Even reverse split, this is indeed at the very lowest that's ever been. And we're at the demand zone. We're at the demand zone. And what we're seeing here is a potential for this to strike back up. We're oversold. We're way oversold. We can go to the daily chart too as well. Here, we can go to the daily. It's oversold. And I know the chart looks ugly. It looks ugly because this is like so bad. It's have been shorted to death. And all I can say is, we're at that's the end of the cycle. Like I mentioned with GTII, we're at the end of that cycle where we're gonna reach a point where we are way oversold, and we're at a level where people are gonna start looking at this again, and they're gonna start making moves, like hard, like big moves. Just my opinion, strictly my opinion, what I'm saying. Someone big is gonna step in, and they're gonna go all in at these prices, and you're gonna see this come back with a vengeance and test new resistance levels. So you can see it here. RSI oversold under the 30 line, and we just even this looks ugly too, because this is a big engulfing red candle. So if we can be able to see the lower time frames, we can be able to see that we are bottoming out at this level between 555, 560. We closed at 558, so it wants to stay at this level and consolidate, and perhaps if we can be able to bounce from this, hey, I'm all for it. Oh man, JR. Oh, JR, it's great to see you. Great to see you, man. Happy New Year to you as well. Thanks for showing love as always. And yeah, man, I'm just here, doing my thing. If there's anything that you want to share, yeah, feel free. Yeah, man. I'm just here, like, I'm under the weather right now. Just, like, experiencing some coughs. Trying to get through this stream, make it short and sweet, before I go to bed and go to work. So, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate you being here. But yeah, we're just checking out AMC. today's price action is quite crazy. If you look at the live news here, let's see, it's another. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much seeing hit pieces by articles. Like I'm not surprised because they've been doing this for such a long time. Just like so many other stocks, countless stocks, they're just doing their thing. They're coming out with hit pieces and talking their stuff. Trying to make things look bad as it seems. And what could you do? That's their job. So you see titles like this, from Market Watch. AMC hits another record low close, reflecting demise of its quote unquote meme stock status. So, it's the same with AMC. It's the same with Gtii, Fngr. They're just throwing all they can to make this stock look bad. And I know for a fact that that's not the case, because you know what? And I love Gtii, and I've been Gtii for a year and a half. So all the love for you guys fighting the fight, all of us being in this fight together, and knowing the fact that we are going to see the win. We're gonna definitely see some good stuff coming soon. So we got to hang tight. We got to be patient, because patience pays. And with that being said, I feel like the moment that happens, man, like everything is gonna come to fruition. Yeah, Immortal Gtii. You got it exactly. So yeah, with that being said, listen, AMC is gonna do its thing. GME is gonna do its thing. Gtii, Fngr. Hey, even Mullen, you gotta give it to them. Even though it's been pretty dookie what's been happening with Mullen, but now it's figured out its way to come back. And you can account for the strategy that this guy has put in order to make this happen, even though it's kind of messed up because it went through three reverse splits. And now that everything has been settled with that, now this stock is trading like a stock, kind of like a short squeeze setup, in my opinion. Because now that we go and check on their cost to borrow, if you guys have been noticing, now the cost to borrow for Mullen is crazy. Like, look at that. So 203% cost to borrow. We're available at 45,000 shares. So yeah, this is actually moving. This is really moving now. Actually, now that you mention, we can go back to Gtii and the history of cost to borrow, because what I've noticed, and also what I've noticed in this site, Chart Exchange, I mean, I don't really use Chart Exchange like that so much, and pretty much I'm not registered to any other websites, but I might as well. But what I've noticed here, this website has stopped releasing data of the chart. And if you notice here, this has been inactive since July 5th, and it had stayed at 84 cents, July 5th of yesterday. So I found that interesting. But what they still have now, what they still follow is the borrow fee. They still update their data from that. And right now, as of tonight, as of 10 minutes ago, there were 150,000 shares available with a fee of 9.26%. Big JR says, I think you're spot on with the GTI cycles, actually going back longer term and always has these cycles. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's crazy because I remember talking about this even like last year. It hit like my earlier videos, even though like I was a goofball before, but I was like so into it, like just hype what what was going on and everything. I still had that concept. I had that theory that it was just going through its cycle, and like you just can't deny it. Like this is exactly what it looks like, So, like I know like it's not as accurate, when it comes to like what the price is doing, and maybe we could see a little bit below 36 cents, but heck, if it balances out and if it stays above, like, then that's good. And I'm highly optimistic. We all are with GTII and its capabilities and what it could do potentially. So with that being said, I'll go back here, and to go back to the cost to borrow fees is at 9.26% at 150,000 shares available. Now, this is what I found interesting. So maybe there's some type of relevancy. But I zoomed out on this chart, and you could see the history of the cost to borrow fees in the past. Especially here, if you notice, this is where that big run happened. October 2022, end of September, October 2022. And let me see if I could zoom in here and just move to this point. The last time we were ever at a cost to borrow rate of around that range, 9% below, was actually here. Right here. This looks like September 21st of September 2022, and the fee was at 8%, and the close of this was $1. The close was at $1, and the next day the fee went to a whopping 29% at 15,000 shares to borrow, and this is where it started picking up like crazy. So from $1 to $1.77, then the next day we were up at, let me see, 29%, 38%. And this is where the stock started going crazy, right? Because now we were at 38% borrow rate, $3 on the high. The next day, this went up to a whopping 157% cost to borrow, and the price was at $7.20 on the high. Then the next day, when hold on, I just want to make sure this is correct. Hold on. 720. Then here, this was at 1,319% cost to borrow. And the price was at 506 on the high of the candle there. And then after that, it started dropping a little bit to 1120%. And then we started dropping from there. So that was like just a crazy spike in the cost to borrow percentages. From 8% to 29 to 38 to 157 to 1,300% in just a matter of days. So now that we see that action here, and then we come up all the way to here, 86%. Let's see, what was this here? Yeah, we were just staying low till now. We're all the way here, Let me zoom out. Let me just zoom out. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so now we're at a very low volume. We're back at 10% cost to borrow rate. And I don't know what you guys think. What are your opinions? What are your thoughts? Let me read the comments here. I'll be grabbing more GTII soon. Of course, not financial advice, guys. Don't think they bring in the deal-making guy in last PR unless they had deals to close, right? Which I guess that's also including Trento. Yeah, Immortal GTI says he's gonna keep accumulating GTII. BJR says cost of borrow was insane back then. Yes, it was insane. I could have sworn at one point it was about to be like 2,000% cost to borrow. Like, dude, like, I haven't seen that amount. Damn, do you even remember who had a cost to borrow rate that high? I forgot which ticker it was. But anyways, back to the fact that we're at 9.26% cost to borrow rate. And it's this low again. This is just speculation, of course. But we have our what ifs. So if we're back at these levels, and you could see like the action it's been having ever since, like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what correlates to the theory that we are literally back at the beginning of a brand new cycle. We're about to break shorts backs when they at least expect it. Hopefully they're not listening to this video. But wow, that would be amazing. We have to. You're right. We have to be this close. Look at that. And if that's the case, we're gonna come back to this video. I'm gonna be like, yo, this is crazy because we were literally talking about this, and it just freaking happened. That's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Wow. Let's see. Immortal GTII says our next run will be huge for GTII. It's like a volcano ready to erupt like never before. HKD top level. I remember that conversation too as well. I remember we were calling GTII and Fngr the next HKD and TOP, or was it HKD and MEGL? I forgot because I know MEGL was also up there. It was also up there with the list of those Hong Kong stocks. And man, oh man. So if you talk about HKD level type thing, dude, I can barely even see everything, but like just a big, like, oh, this would break the charts. This would break the charts, and I would have to like literally like zoom in all the way. Oh, now, hold on. Oh, there you go. Oh man, what a time to be alive, huh? What a great time to be alive and to experience these things happen in these markets. Even though it's quite unfortunate, with whatever is happening in the markets in general, but the fact of the matter is that if we know well to properly hedge ourselves and to be able to know when the time is right, and then we'll be all set for sure. So what are your thoughts on price action in general? Because You know, I I was saying previously, um, you know, we have broken below 40%, but what do you guys think? Like, do you think they still have the ammo to try to bring this back down to 35 cents? Because honestly, like, this to me, it looks like they're struggling. This is barcoding action here. This is the 5-minute chart. This is all you see. It's just barcoding. You see like little blips in between versus what what we saw before back then. And we can go, hold on, I can't go here, but where's the 360? 12 hour. Whoa, what a find. Zali. Oh, good evening, Moistly. What's going on? Do you have commentary to provide regarding price action predictions from Check Me Off? Oh man. Zelly says Alpine Summit Energy Partners has a 11.59% cost to borrow. And you know what's funny? Alpine is the name of a broker that is in trouble with Gtii and Fngr and some other stock, because they literally were messing with the wrong people and the wrong stock. And here, they're gonna find out. Pine Summit Energy right here. Okay. Is this it right here? Alps? Hold on. Alps. Okay. It's not loading the data, which is weird. That means it was sent to the OTC. Let me see from here. Wow. From November of 2021, I had a peak of 725 at one point, and then here at 5:30, 5:13 was the low of this candle, and this got wrecked. Like, they literally killed the crap out of this stock. Look at that. That is insane. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why the cost to borrow is that much at 1100, almost 1200%. And look where it's holding off at 3 fractions of a penny. Big JR says they have struggled for a while to hammer it all the way down. I know people are accumulating, and there's only so many times the flow can be sold. Or can we actually talk about that? Can we talk about the potential that we have probably bought the float so many times at GTII? Wait, can we actually see the overview of this? Market cap of 147,000. Actually, if I look at hold on, maybe if I look at my app here on the phone, we can see what the float is for GTII. Give me 1 second. As per Thinkorswim, oh my god, Charles Schwab. It says here market cap is at 130 million. Volume traded 260,000. And let's see. Oh wait, where's the float? Oh, okay. So I'm guessing. Okay, so 348, only 348 million shares for the float. 348 million shares. That's what I'm getting right now. Immortal GTI, they're trying to scare whales into selling. Kind of painful for large holders that are holding big positions as a fish. I'm gobbling up bits and pieces while it's cheap, adding weekly. Yeah, that's a great strategy. You know, you are investing into something, long term, if you want to put it that way. But of course, to be realistic, we have half people that got into this expecting something different. Unfortunately, that was the case, and of course, there was people that had to leave their positions. I mean, it is what it is. But of course, when they know you have investors like yourselves, myself, to believe that this has potential long term, and you have someone who's in charge of the company that is willing to fight against what's happening and everything that's going through right now. It's just to give you more of a reassurance that this stock is definitely the it factor. And majority owns the float. I mean, Big Jar said it. I said Big Jar, my bad. Big JR said it best. And the times that the float can be sold, I mean that pretty much says it all. So, let's actually. I have to see. Maybe this could tell. He must be Googling. Moistly is finding another great idea to talk about. Here, okay, so current market cap is 130 million compared to like what it was September 30th of last year. It was 260. Enterprise value 133 million. Okay, where is it? Trading information, profit margin. Okay, the float here is 263.12 million shares. That's the float. Shares outstanding, we have 348.4 million. Implied shares outstanding, 358.56 million. Percent held by insiders, 26.41%. Held by institutions, 0.01%. Just a speck. Just a little teeny weeny institution. And you could probably figure out who they are, because the rest of the percentage is owned by yours truly, retail. Let's see. Total cash, 2.88 million. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's your float there. That is your float. See that. You'll find different float numbers on different sites. I don't think that it's that high. Let's see. The float? 263 million. Let's check stupid market watch here. Float, float, float. Okay, so 263.12 million. The public float. Okay. 263.12. What do we say here? 263.12. Okay, it's the same here. Yahoo, Market Watch, Wall Street Journal. Oh no, it says it right there. Same thing. 263.12. What did you get, JR? Did you find another? Oh wait, hold on. Whoa, okay, hold on. Wait, this is PK? Is this actually the same thing? Hold on. Oh. Oh, come on, whatever. Where's the phone? Come on, I can see you somewhere else. Oh, God. Ay, ay, ay. All right. I'll enable just once. I'll pause it once. There you go. Continue. Oh my God. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so compared to 263 million, they have here 98.66 million. What is PK? Yeah, so the number of shares available for the public to trade. Float is calculated by outstanding shares minus restricted and insider shares. Wow, is this what you're talking about? Shares in issue 345 million. That is a big difference. Wow. $98 to $108. Wow. So people have been fooled to actually think that the float is a lot higher, but it's not. I definitely believe this float is the right one, without a doubt. Parents. Excuse me. Yeah, we're just here viewing Mother. Float. Lower rate 9.26. Short float 0.17%. Yeah. Yeesh. Recent insider transactions, 10%. Oh, he was just getting a little bonus. That says every month bonus, and to think that this is a big deal, it's not. He still has apparently 65,569,505 shares left. Wow. A ton of shares are restricted from the 300 mil plus shares total. Oof. Damn. Oh, JR, since you're here, and I remember because I spoke about this in the other stream, my past stream, and I looked at GDC. Just wanted you to actually take a look at this. Let me let's go to the 4 hour. And me and my bubbles, of course, But here, so I think when was it when we discussed GDC? This is something about GDC actually trying to return to the zone here at 225 to 240. Close. It was quite close, I gotta say. But it actually held up here around 245. 243 was the low of this candle. And we have been getting a reversal. So this is actually pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see. So, yep, the MACD was crossed. Holding up pretty good. So that's a good sign. RSI, still an uptrend. So it's trying to retest this 200-day simple moving average at 292. So it needs to crack that, break over, and hit $3. So that's for GDC. I should probably it's a little off. Let's move this over here. Let's just move this right over here. All right, GDC, you better get in this bubble right there. Let's get right in that bubble and retest $3. And then the next level of resistance would be 350 if indeed bullish. Any update on GDC? Not quite. Let's see. We look at it from a larger time frame to see how this chart looks overall. Oh my gosh, really? 35 to 6 to 50. Wow. And that's just speculation, by the way. Not financial advice. I keep saying that. But oh my gosh, like look at this. Yeah, I keep looking at this weekly chart and just knowing like this was potentially almost $350 back in February of 2021. That's so interesting how it just wow. They're so lucky that they don't have options, but then again, it's probably a better thing that this stock does not have options. Just look at that, man. Wow. Look how it's been in this range for a long time. Boom, 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 boom. And let me see. Yeah, I got the RSI curling up right there. Wow, the MACD hitting that little lick right there, a little bouncy, light green bar right there. Very nice. Wait, can I actually wait? It is NASDAQ, so it's available on Robinhood. It is available on Robinhood, so Did Ham mention any specific time frame, or it was just the price potential price targets? Let me see. Let me look at Robinhood right now. Even though Robinhood sucks, but GDC. Yeah, it's available. Okay, just shares. Oh, okay, so it was actually 282. After hours, it was up to 2 cents. Interesting. It's headquartered in Hong Kong. Wink, wink. You know what that means. Oh my gosh. No time frames, just he heard it will run. Makes me want to do things in that order. Let's see. So 279. 279. Buy-in shares. Should I should might as well like hit a little 100 shares there of GDC and just let it rock. What you think? Oh. I might just do it. I might just actually do it. Of course, that's just me, you know. Let me just contribute to the cause. And just add myself 100 shares of GDC for the heck of it, right? Because this is looking fuego right now. Wait, what other tickers were you in, like were you involving in? Were you involving in Wolf too as well? Because I know this guy William was also mentioning about Wolf and I think Logic, some other tickers. Honestly, like, just a side note, like, I feel like I don't know if he's still talking about it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he does. Like, and he features Ham calls and talks about GTII and everything like that. But I wonder if he strays away from that topic because I feel like that's what made him like, you know, seem like he's like the general. He's leading the troops to the GTII fight. You know, because that's how I knew him and everything, you know, like, and I found him. I discovered him through GTII, and I feel like at some point, you know, he was just straying away from you know, those tickers, GTII and Fngr. Missed Wolf each time, but it looks good long term. It's running. Well, I mean, let me see. All right, so you have to, of course, like, given thought that this is correlated with Bitcoin, of course. Actually, as a matter of fact, let's go. So it's not to say that it's too late. It's not quite late because also with, you know, everything going on with the market, you can see it had a really big dump before, just like Wolf did, and it followed through, and it had this dump too. I think this was it right here. Not really. Yeah, this big dump right here. And then it took another dump right below the 200. So this is supposed to be bearish if it's right below the 200-day SMA. But again, that just depends on what Bitcoin is doing. Like, it has been looking weak as of right now. And you can tell even like now that we dropped all the way back to this range, and we were in that range before, right? So now we're back into this range, and you can see it's having a hard time breaking above this zone, zone of resistance here from 43,000 to 43,300. So if this starts to reject, right, and we start to test, new day lows and hit back to 42,000 in that range, then of course this trend will continue, this bearish trend, and we could possibly see Wolf back below $2 if that's the case. Right in this range, we got 180, 160 to 180. Yeah, I'd say $2 would probably be the next level of support, and then if it breaks below that, you go from 160 to 180 theoretically. And also, just caught this, so that's the 50-day, and of course if that comes to fruition and we cross below the 200, that's a death cross. More action to the downside for Wolf. He hasn't stopped talking GTI. It's just we are waiting for news. Fngr was more ready to go than thought. Was take that money and jump all into. Yeah, that was the speculation. That was pretty much the plan, the strategy. That once Fngr goes, and then we secure and get the job done on that, then we pretty much go crazy on GTII and buy the float like 10 times. so then it would go from 36 cents to $3,600 a share. Bro, that would be mind blowing. That would be insane. Like seeing that actually happen. Again, it's a speculation. NFA, it's just my opinion. Right? Don't come after me. And Zelly is actually promoting my new latest release on my YouTube channel, my music YouTube channel, Concrete Jungle City, GR. Check it out, show some love. It's called Reflections. And I also uploaded one that's called Bubbles. I just coming up with random names, but it's just the mood behind it. But yeah, feel free to check it out, show some love. If you haven't, please subscribe, guys, to that channel too as well. What would that CTV be? Let's see. Okay, so if that was the case, right? If we saw that GTII's cost to borrow in the past, when we had that first run back in October 2022, was at a whopping 1,319 at what, $5 per share? Oh my god. Yeah, I think I mean, we can't really do math here, but I'm pretty sure it would probably be over like 10,000% cost to borrow. I think we would literally like bankrupt all the firms, hedge funds who were in this. And that's like B as in billions and billions of dollars. Ransacked by retail. That's love, bro. That is love. Thank you, JR. I appreciate it, man. I'm here. I just, said for the new year, I'm gonna start making more content, and just come up with new music, and just build my channel. Archive music there, save it there, and for people who want to make a playlist, and list it on their lo-fi music playlist, and then just add it there, and I'll make me happy. So yeah, thank you, and yeah, feel free to share, tell others, and yeah, just blow that channel up, get them algorithms pushing. Oh man. Let's see. Oh, okay. So here, bullish scenario coming right now. So let's say Bitcoin 43,600. It goes to 44,000, rips like crazy. Then Wolf will retest $3 and 3 to 320. So pretty much going back to where it was. That's the bullish case scenario. Zelly, thank you for that. I need to treat you to something. Let me buy you dinner, cause you deserve it, for real. Appreciate you promoting the music, for real. That's love, big love. Let's see. All right. Well, we could talk about maybe one more. Let's go see what the SPY is doing, because I will be ending the stream in a few moments. You see, Big JR was thinking the same thing too, because we're both tired. We're about to head to bed, about to go to work the next day and grind some more, make that money, make them good trades, and keep accumulating GTII, that good stuff. All right, let's see. So SPY. Look at that. This is something interesting right here. We have the deck. Oh, this is the hourly. Okay. Anyways, JR, thank you once again, bro. I appreciate all the love. Thanks for coming on. And you have a great night. Sleep well. Keep fighting the fight, man. Keep fighting the fight, because we're getting close, man. For sure. I feel it. You take care of yourself. Let's see. All right, so SPY and the hourly. We got the RSI. RSI looks like it wants more downside. Let's see. We have a dark bar here on the MACD. If we see the MACD curl down, looks like we have a good chance to reject here at the 8-day simple moving average and try to test retest 468 and perhaps hit new lows after that. I wonder if there's any important data to come out soon as well, because we already have FOMC minutes. Let's see. We can be able to check the 4-hour here. Let's see. Oh, okay. So tomorrow, well, on the 5th of January at 10 in the morning, we have ISM services PMI. And then at 8:30 in the morning, we have non-farm payrolls. All All right, I'm gonna have to like keep that in mind. See what happens. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. That is insane. This looks like a camel. This is the head. But anyways, back to SPY right now. Okay. This is interesting how the 200 day moving average is actually flat. It's like flattening here. Instead of just like continue to come down and follow the trend, and then once you see like a reversal, then you see this continue to the downside and have everything else try to come right back to cross over the 200 day for some bullish action. But this is actually pretty interesting here to see this flat and this continue to the downside. We'll go to the 15-minute and see if we have more confirmation. All right, so we're having here a little bit of like a bear flag type of pattern here. See how this looks here? You got 5 red candles here, the 15-minute. So got the RSI currently back down. We just crossed on the MACD. So we're getting that confirmation too. We might just retest 468. See some more downside. Hold on. Wow. What do we have here? So this just came out about 12:05. U.S. national debt soars past $34 trillion. Gold bull Peter Schiff warns of crisis before year end, before this year is over. Wow. Analyst raises alarm over social programs. So here it says the new year hasn't brought any respite from the mounting debt burden of the U.S. The Treasury's debt tracker shows that the national debt surpassed $34 trillion for the first time ever last week. What happened? The national debt, currently at $34 trillion, crossed the $1 trillion mark in 1982 and has seen a steep ascent since then, according to the Treasury Department data. The $10 trillion level was breached in 2008, which was indeed around the same time where the 2008 crash happened, and then the next trillion was added in 2017. The debt pile soared past 30 trillion in the fiscal year 2022. Wow. This is crazy. This is wild. So Zamir, they're now switching the narrative. Now they're starting to push bearish sentiment, and which is going to give people the idea now that they should be very careful, that things could get worse over time. And with that playing out on the charts, I think this is a good example of that. So will they continue this? Will they stop giving bullish articles and push the bullish narrative, and finally get to see the SPY and overall markets cool off, and finally say that we are officially entering the bear market? It's up to you guys to decide what you feel and what you think about this, because overall, I've been talking about like what I've been feeling about the market, the history, of the chart and how it looks like. And, pretty much, time and time again, continuing to see how much this double top pattern is coming to fruition. So, this is pretty much it. This is really, really it right here. And we were so close to the cusp of hitting that all-time high number, and to see it just reject like that, that tells you something. Even on the weekly, that last candle right there, this should give you much more confirmation than what it is. The RSI is finally curling back down, and the MACD seems like it's finally flattening out. So it's not to say that we are definitely entering that phase, complacency, or what is that that name? There was that chart, remember? Let's see if we can actually find that complacency. Let's see. Oh, here it is. With the psychology of a market cycle, complacency stage. And so after that, since we thought that we would cool off for the next rally, and then we think that everything is okay, right? Until all of a sudden, things just doesn't seem to add up. And then all of a sudden now we start to be in a cliff hanging position. And then things starts to fall down. And then we enter that zone, that stage of anxiety. Why am I getting margin calls? This dip is taking longer than expected. People are getting anxious. They're getting fearful. They're getting quite nervous. And now they're having second thoughts of what they do, what they're going to do with their positions. And it's crazy because it's all adding up, like these stages are literally what it is. And just to see what's actually happening out there in the markets in general, and what's happening with jobs, with unemployment, with all this market printing and whatnot. This is pretty much like what they want to see. And we're going to be able to follow this, unfortunately. So if this is indeed, and this is where I'm going to leave at right here before I close the stream, if this is indeed the sentiment, the true sentiment, and the actual narrative here that we're following, we all have to do our best to give ourselves the time that we need, to give ourselves the opportunity to know when the time is right, to be able to hedge ourselves, to protect our investments, to know what we need, to know what's happening, and to be financially and safely secure from the potential risk of a collapse or a depression. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it off there. But, do keep in mind, hopefully you guys, took some notes. I'm glad that you guys were here, to hang for a while with me, to talk about these things, to see what direction we are currently headed for. And just going over GTII, its potential, its different events, and the potential third event that could change a lot of people's lives. Strictly my opinion. That's what I think. That's what I believe. And just also keep a watch on oil. I forgot to mention that on the stream. Keep a close watch on oil. It is gapping right back up right here. We are back on the weekly, right? Just give it some time. You can see here on the weekly, it has been right above the 200-day simple moving average, and we're hitting a nice foundation here. We're holding pretty good as support, and we are going to be testing resistances and going back to $75 probably by the end of this week, not next week, in my prediction. So keep an eye on oil, crude. If you're into oil plays, keep a watch on that. Just like Bitcoin and miner plays, keep an eye on that. Focus on your levels, focus on your limits. And with that being said, thank you once again for joining me in the stream. I appreciate all of you showing the love, showing support, especially you, Zelly. Thank you, love you, appreciate what you do for me, and hanging with me here, doing these streams together. And Big JR, big shout out to you, big shout out to Moisley, even though he was trying to figure out a next line to say. Immortal GTII, thank you for joining too as well, and showing that love and support for GTII and the investors, everyone else here. And look, feel free to join in the conversation. I know you're just watching and see like what I'm all about, but I'm all about the vibes, and just feel free to join in. It'll be great to hear from you, hear your thoughts, your stories, opinions about different stocks, whatever. And you guys take care. Have a great night. Be safe, and let's see what this new year brings to all of us. Anyways, that'll be it for this stream, and I'll see you in the next. This is Line of All Trades, and I'll take care. Zelly, catch you. Big hearts to everyone. Show that love, spam that heart, spam them hearts. That's all for y'all. That's all for you guys. Zelly, all those hearts too. Spam that. And don't forget to subscribe. Alright. Take it easy.